So first, we're going to click on the Preparative Chromatography app, and it's going to bring you to the UV absorbance dashboard. This one, you have a lot of filters here. You can filter as many chromatography runs as you'd like, stage, chromatogram, analysis type, and that analysis range. So the user really has a lot of flexibility here in their filtering. This first graph is the UV absorbance plot that you see in Unicorn, but this is, it has multiple chromatography runs right there within that absorbance plot, which you can't easily do directly within Unicorn. So there's a lot of flexibility there. You can highlight certain chromatography runs if you want to dive deeper. There are plenty of tooltips with the actual data right there at your fingertips. Additionally, we have this heat map on the other side that dives deeper into the visuals of, what the absorbance looking like for each run. You can actually click on any of the runs that have a workflow connected to it, and it'll take you directly to that workflow within Polar. So if you need to dive deeper, if you see some deviation that you want to look into the spreadsheet, see what's happening, you can do that, and it immediately takes you there. So if we go right back to the Insight app, down below, we have the multi-axis plot. Another way that this app is much more flexible than what you see in Unicorn. You can select any parameters that you'd like. So for instance, UV absorbance and I don't know, like system pressure, for example. We can look into how these parameters interact and correlate with the chromatography runs that you're looking at in that moment using that filtering panel at the top left. So with this, you can see those correlations. You can start to dive deeper into what you may want to look into to, help fine tune those chromatography runs in the future, and hopefully see, if you need to change any specific parameters, what you may need to change them to help that fine tuning aspect. And as you can see, all of this is very interactive. We have a lot of tooltip information that gives you more information about the stage that it's in, the chromatogram, et cetera. So a lot can be done right here. And again, this is what we've built. If you have other ideas, if you're a chromatography master, bring it on. The world's your oyster with this. Next is the parameter comparison dashboard. With this, you can dive deeper into one singular run. And it's really all about looking at those correlations, the parameters between any of them, whether that's UV absorbance or if you just want to look at the correlations between specific parameters, you can do that as well. So we have similar filters up at the top as the first one. And then we have this parameter selector here at the top right of the top dashboard, top visual. And you can select whichever parameters you'd like. So system pressure, conductivity, concentration, et cetera. And you'll see those populate there on the parameter trend chart. This is, again, great to see those correlations. You can really see and dive deeper into the values. Maybe, something really sticks out to you. You need to go look and, decide what you need to do for your next run based on that. And then similar to the first dashboard, but just on a singular run level, this multi-axis plot, again, gives the user the flexibility to look into two parameters at once and sort of, cross-analyze what they are seeing in these line plots with what they're expecting from the data. Again, the real thing that I want to drive home here is that you can't do all this in Unicorn itself. It's very one-dimensional in terms of you'll always see that UV absorbance line plot. You can select maybe one parameter, but in this, you can select multiple. You can select multiple runs, whatever you desire, honestly. And again, we have a couple runs here, but however many runs you're running within Unicorn, because we're connected to the data backbone, you're going to see those populate in this app. Yeah, that's the Preparative Chromatography app as it stands at this moment. And this is just another quick run through of everything you just saw. So I'm not going to, go, reiterate everything. Key takeaways here: spotting trends and outliers, huge. It's super important, especially across runs. You can't do that within Unicorn itself. So being able to do that on a run level is a huge advantage to this. You kind of easily identified fail runs as well, visualizing peaks, anomalies. understanding those correlations, fine-tuning your runs for the future. And then another key one, the interactive filtering and linking. Because it's all connected through the data backbone, we're able to link back to records within Polar, and you can, go back and forth between the Insight app, what you're seeing there, and what you may want to dive deeper into on the workflow side.